May you be happy, may you be heartbroken, but may you be hardier than you ever thought you could be. May you be playful, may you be well rested, and may you be grateful, may you be resilient in the face of adversity. May you right here with me. May you be full of good food, in a good mood when the world is rude, shutting down on your dreams. May you find an opening. May you feel sexy in the way you want, with whoever you please. May you practice the fine art of vulnerability. And may you be right here with me. And may you be right here with me. May we all fight for justice, muster up the courage we muster, keep this garden growing after we turn to dust. May you be present, may you listen to your body, may you shiver at the sight of a redwood tree. May you take long walks with strangers you meet in coffee shops. May you speak your truth and speak it honestly. May you speak your truth and speak it honestly. And may you be right here with me. And may you be right here with me. May you be right here with me. And may you be right here.
Nélküled nem fordulok vissza, a kezed régóta nem tiszta. Te látom az arcodon, még az élet köszön vissza. Valahol bennem ragadt egy gondolat, ami megváltoztatja a hangokat, amik a fejembe szólnak, és minden este kékre festik az arcomat. A hajnal fényen rám fagyott, mikor megláttam a holnapot. Én itt leszek, ha el kell mennem, csak legyen bennem minden rendben. Megszoktuk az űrzavart, de senkit nem zavart. Egyedül vagyok, mégis hallom a zajt. Nélküled nem megérkeztem. Azt érzem, hogy megérkeztem. Nem fordulok vissza, a kezed régóta nem tiszta. De látom az arcodon, még az élet köszön vissza. Nem fordulok vissza, a kezed régóta nem tiszta. De látom az arcodon, még a kalandvágyó élet köszön vissza.
great to catch you when you can come. I know it's tough to catch sometimes.
The
I'm gonna sing along
ground
to this
beneath
one
my
a bit, I think.
feet feels safe like I do by your side. The sun on my skin ignites me just like your voice on a hot day. Your touch from words can't say, and soon I'm feeling fine. When I see you these days, I can't stay away, and I don't know if my feelings for you changed. 'Cause I always got you on my mind, and I'm ready to cross the line. So don't make me wait, all that I do is claim it. So baby, let's give our love a try. I know you got hurt, and I can't criticize, but I can see you thinking about me too, so please decide. I tell my feet to pause, waiting for you to realize I'm gonna start running unless I'm becoming your baby tonight. When I see you these days, my temperature raises, and I don't know if I've ever been this crazed. 'Cause I always got you on my mind, and I'm ready to cross the line. So don't make me wait, all that I do is claim it. So baby, let's give our love a try. I don't know where we'll wind up down the road. If we started tomorrow, would it be enough? Maybe our story has just begun. Take my hand and we'll run. 'Cause I always got you on my mind, and I'm ready to cross the line. So don't make me wait, all that I do is claim it. So baby, let's give our love a try. I always got you on my mind, and I'm ready to cross the line. So don't make me wait, all that I do is claim it. So baby, let's give our love a
In 1945, among the Jews who were left alive, there came a visionary man who turned his wrath into a plan. Abba Kovner was his name. As a partisan, he earned his fame. He once was a Vilna rebel Jew, a poet warrior through and through. He met some surviving ghetto fighters. Zionists and socialists conspired. They gathered in a Lublin flat, and round the kitchen table sat. They gave themselves a Hebrew name, and with this word they did proclaim that vengeance is what God would will were there a God. And so they'd kill
6 million Germans,
You might say it was insane,
6 million Germans,
that it was misdirected pain.
6 million Germans,
They didn't want the war to end.
6 million Germans,
They wanted one thing, Nakam, revenge. For every Jew the Nazis gassed, for every racist law they passed, for every wrong that wasn't right, for all the dead Nakam would fight. They formed a band of 40 strong to straighten out what had been wronged. They chose to poison water mains, just as the Jews of old were blamed. In Nuremberg and Hamburg town, their agents worked the underground. They took up jobs by the riverside and waited for the poison to arrive. Kovner went to Tel Aviv to see what help he could receive. But the Haganah did not agree to join in his conspiracy.
6 million Germans.
You might say it wasn't right
6 million Germans.
that an eye for an eye leaves all without sight.
6 million Germans.
They didn't want to make amends.
6 million Germans.
They wanted one thing, Nakam revenge. Kovner headed back with vials of poison in his sack upon a British naval ship. But to his plans the Brits were tipped. They took him into custody and the poison fell into the sea. And Kovner spent a year in jail, and so Plan A did not prevail. The group was all dispersed and all their backup plans were cursed. By an agent in a bakery, he got some poison from Paris, and as soon as the poison bread had risen, took it to an Allied prison. And various reports have said there were hundreds of SS prisoners dead.
6 million Germans.
You might say that it was wrong,
6 million Germans.
but were their actions weak or strong?
6 million Germans.
And who are we to judge and condemn?
6 million Germans.
Well, they wanted one thing, Nakam revenge. So Nakam was all disbanded. On Palestina's shores they landed. And Abba Kovner and his crew became like many other Jews. They put aside their rage and hate, and they worked to build a Jewish state with Jewish towns and Jewish farms and Jewish guns and nuclear arms. Now, can vengeance put upon the shelf be taken out later on someone else? Well, careful how you read this tale, lest your own prejudice prevail. For look around the world today and consider the role that vengeance plays. For history has its unpaid debts, and is it better if we forget?
6 million Germans.
You might say it was absurd,
6 million Germans.
but what becomes of a dream deferred?
6 million Germans.
And how could they just start again?
6 million Germans.
They wanted one thing.
Nakam revenge.
Your cause is right, and God is on your side.
I hear people saying we still need this war, but they can't remember what we were fighting for. What about Bin Laden? He's been gone 10 years. Shouldn't that have put an end to all our fears? We should have known the kind of mess that we got in, but we don't have to make the same mistake again. Have you forgotten all the people killed? Were they worth it to protect some of Exxon's oil fields? Have you forgotten there's talking heads up on my TV, acting like they're smarter than you and me. We're all in danger, well that's what they say, but I don't see no Taliban in the USA. Some people say this country's looking for a fight. For the past 200 years I'd have to say that's right. Have you forgotten all the people killed? Were they worth it to protect some of Exxon's oil fields? Have you forgotten all the money spent? Was it worth all of the pain, the destruction and the death? Don't you tell me occupation isn't rising? Have you forgotten all the people killed? Were they worth it to protect some of Exxon's oil fields? Have you forgotten all the money spent? Was it worth all of the pain, the destruction and the death? Don't you tell me occupation isn't rising?
All right, it's time to start. Let me get that up. Let me get that up. All right. Get that out of the way. Hey, y'all. In a bathrobe to start. Gonna ditch it for the accordion after the piano set. Let's see, where am I starting today? Okay. Oh goodness. My donation bar is all wrong. I'm so sorry. That's the one thing I forgot to do, is fix up the donation bar. Oh, sorry, this should be a hold. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Got it done quickly, at least. All right. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Ooh. Imagine there's no countries. I just hit the mic with my hat. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A fellowship of humans. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine wet-ass pussy. Oh no, it's okay, Ben. Don't cry. Don't know who lied to you and said only healthy when dry. Imagine all the people enjoying wet-ass pussy. You may say I'm a creamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Turn the mic down just a hair. Piano's good. Alright. I forgot to mute my phone. Apologies. Anything hugely important? That actually was a decently important message. Sorry about that. Alright. What's next? Ah, yes. Gazing through the window at the world outside, wondering will Mother Earth survive, hoping humankind will stop abusing her sometime. After all, there's only just a few of us, and here we are still fighting for our lives, watching all of history repeat itself time after time. I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer,
around like any one of us, hoping that the dawn will bring a sign, a better place for those who will come after us this time. I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. Just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Your higher power may be God or Jesus Christ or whoever. Well, it doesn't really matter much to me. But without each other's help, there'll be no hope for us. I'm living in a dream of fantasy. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. If only we could all just find serenity. Would be nice if we could live as one. When will all this anger, hate, and bigotry be gone? I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. I'm just a dreamer who's searching for the way. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. That was nice.
Solid 7 out of 10. Please hold for a nose blow. Content warning. I'm about to make an incredibly sexy noise.
Ah, thank goodness.
What's next? What's next? One moment, please. I gotta pull up some sheet music. Don't wanna do that. Let's give it a try, see how it goes. I might be a little out of shape on this one, but I'm gonna do my best. Let's see. Let me get a little tea before I go on this one. Soften me up a bit.
I heard that you.
You know what?
Sorry, I don't think I have the energy to do it in that voice. I heard that you settled down, that you found someone and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. I guess they gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, wow, you're so shy. It ain't like you to hold back or hide from the light. I'd had to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. You know how the time flies. Only yesterday was the time of our lives. We were born and raised in a summer haze, bound by the spies of our glory days. Well, I'd hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I couldn't stay away, I couldn't fight it. Hoped you'd see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me it isn't over. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said it sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Nothing compares, no worries or cares, regrets and mistakes, fond memories made. Who would have known how bittersweet this could taste? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Okay, I want to try. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Sometimes it lasts in love, but sometimes it hurts instead. Alright, that was okay. Hey, Real John Doe. How's it going? I just stumbled my way through the tail end of that song in the actual octave. I'm glad I didn't try to do the whole thing at pitch. Ugh. That's one I should knock down like a third or so and have my own take of.
surprised I haven't done that. This tea is very good. Throat coat with maple syrup is very good. Sorry, I know I'm probably very silent when I lean back and speak. Alright, let's see. So we're into the first half. We're in the first half hour of the stream still, so we've got a solid 70 minutes. Oh, so that's, if we can raise $50 in 70 minutes, then it'll become 130 minutes. Yay, maths. If you worked out what we're looking for, the answer is maths. All right. Here's a good chill one, I think. No, this one. There we go. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, 'cause it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if there are things you need to borrow, 'cause no one can hide all of those things that they don't let show. So just call me comrade if you need a friend. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. And we all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me, please, swallow your pride if there are things you need to borrow. I'll carry your load. I'm forgetting the words. I'm sorry, I'll learn something tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, 'cause it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it looks fun. Jag hade en bisarr och märklig dröm. Det började att någon hade varit dum
Sprang hem till min familj för att få tröst. De sa till mig med långt något sansad röst. Men då, glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Det är väl inget mer med det, mitt jävla svin. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Och illa omtyckt för den du är, mitt jävla svin. Gick till skolkuratorn och sökte stöd. De andra ville se mig död. Han tog min hand i sin och sa: ja, det var värst, ja, det var synd om dig idag. Kom om inte det skulle vara nog. Kom en flock elefanter ut från en Volvo 240. De anslöt sig till skolkuratorns lag och sa: ja, det var värst, ja, det var synd om dig idag. Men då, glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Det är väl inget mer med det, ditt jävla svin. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Och illa omtyckt för den du är, mitt jävla svin. Na 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 na. Na 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 ja na 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 ja na 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 ja na 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 ja na 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 ja na 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 na. Glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort, glöm inte bort. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Och illa omtyckt för den du är, mitt jävla svin. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Det är väl inget mer med det, ditt jävla svin. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Och illa omtyckt för den du är, mitt jävla svin. Glöm inte bort att du är värdelös, värdelös. Det är väl inget mer med det, ditt jävla svin.
Let's see. Ooh, got a nice one there.
This party is old and uninviting. Participants all in black and white. You enter in full-blown technicolor. Nothing is the same after tonight. If the world would fall apart in a fiction-worthy wind, I wouldn't change a thing now that you're here. Love is a verb here in my room, here in my room, here in my room. Love is a verb here in my room, here in my room, here in my room. You enter and close the door behind you. Now show me a world seen from the stars. If only the conversation-worthy wind. I wouldn't change a thing now that you're here. Love is a verb here in my room, here in my room, here in my room. Love is a verb here in my room, here in my room, here in my room. Pink tractor beam into your incision, head spinning as free as dervishes whirling. I came here expecting next to nothing. Thank you for being that kind of person, 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 that kind of person. Seconded on what Trash said. Hope that some music can help you chill. Let me know if y'all have any requests. There is also, of course, the request widget on the About page and below the stream. Which, don't I have that up? Let me see. I don't have that up. That's not acceptable. Jake. Sorry, please hold for just one moment. That's oh, this one's proudly socialist. There is power in a factory, there's power in the land, there's power in the hands of the worker, but it all amounts to nothing if together we don't stand. There is power in our union. Now the lessons of the past were all learned with workers' blood. The mistakes of the bosses we must pay for. From the cities and the farmlands to the trenches full of mud. War has always been the boss's way, sir. The union forever defending our rights. Down with the black flag, all workers unite. With all of our comrades in many far-off lands. There is power in our union. Now I long for the morning that they realize brutality and unjust laws cannot defeat us. Oh, but who'll defend the worker who cannot organize when the bosses send their lackeys out to cheat us? Money speaks for money, the devil for his own. Who comes to speak for the skin and the bone? Bring a comfort to the grieving, bring a light to the child. There is power in our union, the union forever defending our rights. Down with the black flag, all workers unite. With all of our comrades in many far-off lands. There is power in our union. There is power in our union. Pretty good until the ending there.
Oh, right. This is a good one to keep the voice shaking.
Years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope to our destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made up of this brotherhood of man. Whatever that means.
And sometimes I cry when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. And then I wake up in the morning and I step outside and then I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, yeah. I said, what's going on? And I say, yeah. I said, what's going on? And I try. Oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution. And he prays. Oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day. Yes, for a revolution. And I say, yeah. I said, what's going on? And I say, yeah. I said, what's going on?
29 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope to our destination.
All right. It's accordion time. They say there's not enough in the soul. You better Yeah. All right. Good enough, as they say. Oh, no, camera's not fixed. There we go. That's very good enough. All right. It's very much good enough. All right, no, not that far out. Stay up, you. I know. There we go. All right. All right, no, now it's gone down. Fuck. That's a little better. All right. Here's this one. The world has never been so very small. They say there's not enough to feed us all. So you better save a nickel while you can. But it needn't come from someone else's hand. Just take a little extra every day. 'Cause honest work deserves its honest pay. You could tell the world you did it by yourself. But there's someone you must thank for all their help. You gotta give the butcher his share. You'd like to make believe he isn't there. Just like you'd like to make believe you just receive what's only fair. That no one has to suffer to keep you in your chair. But you gotta give the butcher his share. So here's another soldier on the train. Hope you won't be seeing them again. And you tell yourself, my God, they look so young. Then you find that you were staring at their gun. And you wonder what that soldier does for fun. Then you wonder about the things they might have done. Well, they were doing them for people just like you. You better give the butcher his due. You gotta give the butcher his due. You're lucky that it's him instead of you. Does the dirty things you hope you'll never have to do. And has to keep his filthy little fingers out of view. You gotta give the butcher his due. Let's take a walk around the old bazaar, where every little thing has traveled far. Where every pair of pants and grain of rice, it contains a horror story in its price. A story of the power people wield. A story of the factories and fields, of which you'll never have to be aware. Just as long as the butcher gets his share. You gotta give the butcher his share. No matter what you buy or what you wear. 'Cause no one ever said the distribution would be fair. There's blood and guts encoded in the value of the ware. You've gotta give the butcher his share. You can build yourself a garden. You can cover it in green. But my dear, I beg your pardon. Tell me, how do you keep those little fingers clean? 'Cause you don't have to rally around a flag. You may as well salute a dirty rag. And this isn't a defense of evil deeds.
This is just a little song about our needs. The need to feel enlightened and secure, and civilized and rational and pure. To feel that we are decent, good and nice, just as long as the butcher gets his price. Well, you gotta give the butcher his price, no matter what you think of human rights. And you gotta give the butcher his lot for being all the things you think you're not. You gotta give the butcher his share, no matter how you say you really care. He's the one who did the stealing and then named you as the heir, whose filthiness provided you the privileges you bear. You gotta give the butcher his share. Ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da 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 ya ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. Let's see, what's next? Ooh, it's a fun one. Tiiliskivitellingilta putos... Tiiliskivitellingilta putos suoran päähän. Siin joku toinen eikä kuollut ois. Mä vain mietin vittua sen höppenen märtähän. Kun en vitan muuta ajatella vois. Mä sampulani hotkäisin ja tilin tieltä potkäisin. Kaikella mäni olis melko pielessä, edes vittu aina mielessä. Ups. Päätistä mä joudun sitä merille ja kreikkalaisen laivan. Käiskyt huovetti mua perseeseen. Pysyvästi joku sopui tulka siihen väivän. Ellei ole uskollinen itselleen. Mä puossun alla parkkäisin. Mut Lontoni vain kärkäisin. Kaikella mäni olis melko pielessä. Edes vittu aina mielessä. Päätistä mä päkkenin aina soittajaksi Kuuban. Kansainvälisesti bändi tunnelmoi. Kättelinen kitaristi ulvosti mun tuuban. Jonkointo jälkeen enää banjot soi. Se aika oli raskasta, kun torvi taitui paskasta. Kaikella mäni olis yhä pielessä, edes vittu aina mielessä. Pesun jälkeen suottopelle tapparille myytiin, vuorokausia vannassa ryypättiin. Sitten piti alistua konsulatin kyytiin, kaikki sini veivät minut Helsinkiin. Kun tuulin tämän tuomioon, kun Lontoni on tuomioon. Vaik elämäni olis yhä pielessä, edes vittu aina mielessä. Let's see if I do better in English. I was walking down the street enjoying my lunch when suddenly I cried out in shock and pain. A brick had fallen on my head and hit me with a crunch, and suddenly I had fucking on my brain. I kicked away the stupid brick. I broke my head and then my dick. My scars have healed from the brick, but still I find that fucking's always on my mind. work aboard a ship sailing on the seas. I'd scrub the deck and wave at all the boats that passed. I didn't mind the sailing crew, but they sure minded me. Every single crew member racked my ass. I'd look through the boatswain's whip until they threw me off the ship. My scars have healed from the whip, but still I find that fucking's always on my mind. So they kicked me off the ship, I landed in Cuba. I made some money playing in a big brass band. But one bandmate hated me and shit into my tuba. I played and all the shit rained out across the land. We all laughed at my bandmate's wits, and everything smelled like shit. Life was literally shitty, but still I'd find that fucking's always on my mind. So I cleaned the tuba out, I sold it to a stranger, but they still smelled the shit, they were mad with me. They took me to the consulate and said I was a danger. I wound up deported back to Helsinki. They flew me back there overnight. A policeman fucked me on the flight. Now I'm back with Finnish people, and I find fucking's never on my mind. Alright, time for some more Daniel Kahn. It's always a good time for more Daniel Kahn, but first I need some water in addition to that tea. Important musician skill is being able to pick up an Nalgene water bottle with your foot. Arbeitslosenmarsch. That's a good one. This one needs an appropriate background. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Join the marching jobless corps. No work in the factory. There's no more manufacturing. All the tools are broken, busted. Every wheel and window rusted. Through the city streets we go. Idle as a CEO. Idle as a CEO. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join the marching jobless corps. We don't have to pay no rent. Sleeping in our camping tent. Dumpster diving, don't take money. Every bite we share with 20. Let the yuppies have their wine. Bread and water suit us fine. Bread and water suit us fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Join the marching jobless corps. Worked and paid our union dues. What did years of that produce? Houses, cars, and other shit, all for the renters' benefit. What did workers get for pay? Got hungry, broke, and thrown away. Hungry, broke, and thrown away. Och om de inte står någon Jiddisch, Arbeitslose sind in mir, nicht gehört Kiddush im Land. In Fabrik den Hammerklang, Snegen Keien, kennt vergessen, Zemter Jabber sich schon fressen, gehen mir herum im Gas, wie ich wir um Post und Pass, wie ich wir um Post und Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, Arbeitslose sind in mir. Jo lange Arbeit schwer, uns Geschäft als mehr und mehr. Heißer Schlesser, Städt und Länder, Fahrer, Eifele, Verschwender, und der Leute, fahr ich's was? Hunger neut und arbeitslos, Hunger neut und arbeitslos. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, pick yourselves up off the floor. Unemployment marches on, so we'll sing a marching song for a land of hope and justice where no cowboy boss can bust us. There'll be hope for every hand in a new and better land, in a new and better land. 1, 2, 3, 4, und so ihr marschen mehr. Arbeitslose trinkt und trinkt und wir singen sicher Lieder für ein Land der Welt, ein neuer, wo es leben Menschen freier, arbeitslos in Kindschem an, in dem neuen freien Land, in dem neuen freien Land, in dem neuen freien Land, in dem neuen freien Land. I don't know why I always feel the need to end that song that way, but it feels very satisfying when I do, even if I mess it up. Yeah. Alright, what's next? Alright, I need some lyrics real quick. Please hold for a moment. There we go. La vie en rose. Bien, bien. So bien. This one has to be done in the blue, of course. Edith Piaf. ses bras, mes palais tout bas, je vois mon rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entre dans mon cou, n'est pas que bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il a dit là, j'irai pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Les yeux qui font bouger le bras, une rire qui se pêche sous sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans rideau, et l'on l'appelle j'ai perdu d'elle. la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entre dans mon cœur, on n'est pas des bonheurs, dans les yeux comme la cause. C'est lui pour moi, moi pour lui dans la vie. Il l'a dit, la juré pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon cœur qui bat. Crash and burn. God, I'm rusty on that one. I have not played La Vie en Rose in a while. Not sung it in a while either. Alright, well, I'm sorry, but I am just going to keep moving, so... Oh, let's go back to Propaganda Screen, or... No, here's a dancey, happy song. No, I'll do it the other way. Travel North America, you'll see it everywhere. Police kill with impunity, politicians don't care. Whether in a bed or in police custody, pretend a human's criminal, kill them, get off scot-free. Cops who self-investigate the murder yuppie gang are magically not guilty no matter whose kids they hang. Now some won't call it lynching, but it is, that's clear to see on the badges of the slave patrol. Oh, excuse me, the police. Hey, the Lord Police. It means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Sandra Bland pulled over by a Texas pig named Brian. Said he was in danger, grand jury says he was lying. Coward pointed weapons while he'd sputter and he'd choke, screaming, I will light you up, because she kept her smoke. Then she died inside a cell where footage went away. A suicide, that was the claim that Brian's buddies made. Trooper Encinio was set free after he lied. No prison time or punishment, so what, that lady died. The cops investigate themselves and say they did as should, when clearly those pigs let a woman die because they could. Hey, the Lord Police, it means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Daniel Shaver did everything that the coward screamed, but Philip Brailsford murdered him to sate a power dream. Charles Langley gave the order that they murder Shaver. Now Mesa's paying both their pensions, acting like that's braver. Brailsford had a history of beating up teenagers. A Punisher skull on his gun, 'cause swastikas come later. But none of that was even entered in his murder trial, so a jury let him off scot-free, bootlicking in style. Hey, hey, the Lord Police means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Freddie Gray in Baltimore was tortured by his killers. Pigs named Nero, Goodson, Porter, Rice, White, Miller. They bounced him around the metal box and said that he was naughty, and stopped the band so they could shackle his unconscious body. The officers got off scot-free, they're still working a day, where their working communities never will be safe. In the U.S., lynching's been illegal for a time, but when the police do it, we pretend it's not a crime. Hey, hey, the Lord Police means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. I mean, with social workers, firefighters, EMTs around, do we really need gangs of racist gunmen to protect a town? Whenever cops get guns and learn to put their life ahead, seems they just keep lynching, raping, shooting, piling up the dead. Then politicians give the cops big weapons for a war. We try to move some funding and they kill us even more. If there were ever good police, they're lynching helpers now. And yes, neighborhoods are safer where police precincts burn down. Hey, hey, dall'oi police means the same thing now as yesterday. Out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police. Hey, dall'oi police, dall'oi samanshafdias. Ach, hey, out of our houses into the streets, everybody say, fuck the police.
All right, time for one of mine. Do I have any of the Halloween backgrounds? I do. I have one. Okay. Scary song time. In Halloween of '97, I went as American. The blood of most of South America had my fingers soaking wet. I mean, I nearly dropped the bombs I planted in hotels in Cuba then. But Boris Yeltsin licked me clean, and I wiped off uncut safety nets. I went as American, and every white man ponied up. People screamed and ran again, so I spat into a poor man's cup. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2001, I went as American. Almost everyone I met supported me post-injury. I saw strangers of all nations scarred with more severe abrasions offer piles of candy and extend a hand to me. I went as American and I bled those friendships dry. I killed some kids for sharing, then I practiced how to tell a lie. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2006, I went as American. I raped a nation cause its despot gave me too much oil. I killed the kids for standing near the parents I was killing then. Denied the oil existed while I spilled it in the sea and soil. I went as American and half the planet hated me. But it was half I'll never notice, they ain't white enough to see. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2012, I went as American. Well, I didn't actually go out, I flew the drone from home. I had just apologized and I wasn't going there again. I'm trying to repair the house and render race a palindrome. I went as American, I murdered out of town and clean. Friends I'd lost for decades were okay with what I mean. I went as American to show the other what to fear. Fear and blame remain the same, but the costume changes year to year. In Halloween 2019, I went as American. I ignored the symptoms from my nose and said, full steam ahead, let's go. I ignored electoral votes and tried to ignore popular again. They said it was illegal, but then the coup didn't break the law, you know.
pretended it was Reagan years and ignored the disease and meth. I went as American to show the fascists how to be. Fear and blame remain the same, but you can't ignore the white supremacy. You know, I think this Halloween I might go as American. You know, a burning cross upon the back. Maybe there's a noose around the neck. That's tasteless now. I'll help the cops kill children. I'll redefine refugees as rapists and thugs. I'll deny that any lives matter. I'll ignore a plague and sell new drugs. I go as American. But when I set foot on the street, the only folks who've stuck with me have not a single trick or treat. I go as American to show the other what to fear. I think they're getting the message. I mean, there's almost no one left out here. Alright, we got 20 minutes to go, $50 to extend the time if anyone is able to spare the $50. Let's see, next week. Ooh, we got some more Daniel Kahn. All the Daniel Kahn. You can fight a war with loans, you can fight a war with drones, you could fight a war with gas or cans of paint. But don't you realize that the game's compromised if you think that this is something that it ain't? We've got images of murder that don't manage to disturb an international order that's just years beyond absurd, and no one gets the freedom that they're told that they deserve unless they realize that freedom is not a noun. It's a verb, it's a verb. Freedom is a verb. Something never finished, never done. It's something you can fake, and it's something you can take, and it's something you must constantly become. For this weekend revolution, it's a radical inclusion. It's the holiday of popular revolt. It's the social interaction of inconsequential action, using faces to replace a silent vote. See, but the lower pays and higher rents are another form of violence. The violence of silence, of greed. It's the violence of feeling your irrelevance, revealing all the ways in which you never will be freed. It's a verb, it's a verb. Freedom is a verb. Something never finished, never done. It's something you can fake, and it's something that'll break if it ain't something that you constantly become. Oh, well, they'll tell you that your liberty is constantly in jeopardy. It's something you must loyally defend. Oh, but isn't it demeaning when your well-intended meanings mean your means will have to justify your ends? So go and improvise a barricade of furniture cascading. It's a carnival of helmets in the flood. For the bottles may be filled with either gasoline or lager or detergent that'll wash away the blood. It's a verb, it's a verb. Freedom is a verb, as fertile as the barrel of a gun. It happens out of need, it's a fire and a seed, and its terrible potential has begun. It's a verb, it's a verb. Freedom is a verb, as fertile as the barrel of a gun. It happens out of need, it's a fire and a seed, and its terrible potential has begun. time for sad fireplace music. He was one of those lonely old men who live in the past, telling stories you don't want to know about how it was then. The hunger, the hardship, the hopes and the struggles of so long ago. And we must have looked bored, 'cause like sparks from the cinders, his eyes glowed with anger, his words seemed to burn. He said, I will be heard, for my life is not over. I've something to say, yet you've something to learn. He said, you who have nothing at all to believe in, to you whose motto is money comes first. Who are you to tell us that our lives have been wasted, that all that we've fought for has turned into dust? I was only a lad when I read that in Russia the workers, the Soviets, had taken all power, and the man they called Lenin, who led them, was our inspiration. His triumph was our finest hour, and I'll always remember how fear shook the wealthy like thieves who had just been caught out in their crime. 'Cause we who had known only war and the workhouse rejoiced that a new world was born in that time. Can't know what it meant, or the pride that we felt, to know that working people, just people like us, could topple the palaces, shake off our shackles, remake the world without ruler or boss. It was that kept us going, that dream of a new world, through all those dark years of defeat and despair, when we who were proud to proclaim ourselves communists fought for that world free from hunger and fear. It was down with the means test, no cuts in our wages. We want £3 a week and the 7-hour day. And there wasn't one thing that we got lest we fought for it. Don't you know that bosses give nothing away? Oh, the strikes and the marches and the battles to beat all the bailiffs and coppers when hope was still young. Hot heads and hot hearts, we tested our power. The workers triumphant, that was our song. And again he was silent, lost in his memories. Then, but more softly, the words came again. Perhaps we hoped for too much, perhaps the cost was too much. There are things I know now that I wouldn't know then. We believed revolution was just round the corner, and that we were the vanguard to bring it about. And the other left parties we classed as class traitors, bourgeois social fascists, of that we'd no doubt. Well then the times changed, we campaigned for the Popular Front. The old line might never have been, but we led the workers in combating fascism. Mosley in London and Franco in Spain. You think we were duped? Well, we paid for those dreams. Broken lives, broken marriages, jobs lost, and yes, jail. Some lost heart in the left, some betrayed us for medals. There are always those turncoats whose souls are for sale. But the best of us never surrendered our vision. We kept the faith through the bleakest defeat. Do you think that was easy, surrounded by hatred, the sneer of indifference, the sting of deceit? And our lives were made rich by that cause. We fought for the friendship, the fellowship, sharing one pain, to transform society and exploitation. And that day will come yet, just not in my time. And again he was silent. What could we tell him? That the world was now different, that he'd had his day, that some old man's dreams are just not our concern. But still, there was something he wanted to say. When I look back, I see what we fought against: homelessness, hunger, injustice, and war. But what did we fight for? What dream did we strive for? I used to know once, now I'm no longer sure. And you who have nothing at all to believe in. To you, whose motto is money comes first, who are you to tell us that our lives have been wasted, that all that we've fought for has turned into dust? He was one of those lonely old men who live in the past, telling stories you don't want to know about how it was then, the hunger, the hardship, the hopes and the struggles of so long ago. And that's the accordion set. Next up we got Banjolele time. I'm gonna stand for this, because why the fuck not? I can use this chair to do that if need be. Alright. There we go. Ah, no, I need to do it from the other side, don't I? Oh well. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's see how this goes. Hey Bear, how you doing? We're on our probably second to last song. Unless we raise $50 all of a sudden, you know? The patroons came from Holland to Turtle Island, became landlords where none had been before. Soon one man owned 500,000 acres on both sides of what he called Hudson River's shore. That man's name was Rensselaer. He became one of the richest men on earth. In today's terms, about $90 billion is how much he'd be worth. Got all of that for doing nothing, but just proclaiming that the land out there was his. And with the power of a settler state behind him, that was it, he was in the landlord biz. He invited more invaders to move in, as long as they gave him 30% of everything that they grew and that they stole from the natives, and that's how they'd pay their rent. But later Rensselaer was far greedier than the greedy ancestor of the past. This Rensselaer lived in 1840, and now the times were changing fast. It was the straw that broke the back, the bottle become uncorked. They started organizing the tenant farmers of New York. found their strength in numbers. They found the power of suggestion. And as they met and spoke, they found that they were asking the same question. They were asking, who gave you the right to be a landlord? To live a life at ease while others toil? Who gave you the right to be the rich one while the rest of us pay so we can work this soil? They vowed that they would stop the rent collections. They said they'd bring a rensselaer to an end. And then when one farmer just blew the tin horn of distress, he'd find he had 1,000 friends with calico skirts and wooden masks upon their faces, in their racist costumes, on horseback, armed with knives and guns. They fought the sheriffs, they fought the rent collectors, and they kept the militias on the run, while screaming, who gave you the right to be a landlord? To live a life at ease while others toil? Who gave you the right to be a rich one while the rest of us pay you so we can work this soil? The governor's militias tried to stop them, but nothing could be done to break their will. And then by 1848 the landlords buckled. They sold their holdings to the farmers in the Hudson Hills. They thought they'd overthrown a feudal system, then they just remade it with investment banks. And you can still hear the homeless families asking of all the landed gentry in our ranks. They're asking, who gave you the right to be a landlord? To live a life at ease while others toil? Who gave you the right to be a rich one while the rest of us pay you so we can work this soil? Who gave you the right to be a landlord? To live a life at ease while others toil? Who gave you the right to be the rich one while the rest of us must pay to even work the soil? Who gave you the right?
Here's a song for the wobblies out there.
When I was just a little thing, I used to love parades with cotton candy, red balloons, and maybe lemonade. When I came home one May Day, my neighbor's father said,
Hey, those marchers is all commies. Tell me, kid, are you a red?
well, I didn't know just what that meant. My hair back then was brown, and our house was plain red brick, just like most others in the town. I went and asked my mama why our neighbor'd call me Red. She took me on her knee, and this is what she said. Well, you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a Red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead, 'cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a Red. When I was growing up, I had some trouble, I suppose, when someone took exception to my sexuality or clothes, or tried to cheat me on a job or hit me on the head. But when I organized to fight back, well, the stinkers called me Red. 'Cause you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a Red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead, 'cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a Red. When I was living on my own apartment that I had a lousy, rotten landlord. Brodsky and Clearstone are shit bad, but when they tried to throw me out, I just rubbed my hands and said, you haven't seen a struggle if you haven't fought a Red. 'Cause you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a Red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead, 'cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a Red. I skipped a few verses. I kept on agitating because what else can you do? can't let the goddamn fascists all walk all over you. My friend said, you'll get fired hanging with that commie mob. I said, ain't you heard of COVID, buddy? I don't have a job. And you ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. Well, I've been agitating now for several years or more, for jobs, for equality, and always against war. I'll keep on agitating, and as far as I can see, well, if that's what being red is, then it's good enough for me. You ain't done nothing if you ain't been called a red. If you've marched or agitated, well, you're bound to hear it said. So you might as well ignore it or love the word instead. Cause you ain't been doing nothing if you ain't been called a red. Whew. Alright. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie. Let's find somewhere to raid, shall we? What are y'all thinking? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, babada. Alright, we're either gonna raid Ben or hang on. Red Army hasn't started yet, I guess. Oh, they start at 9, that's right, and I didn't get an extension on it. Oh well, then I think we're gonna raid either Ben unless Samalin or someone musicy is on. Oh, Lilith's Fane is up. We're gonna totally raid Lilith's Fane because it's a nice small group. Or actually, wait, it's a pretty small audience, so maybe I should raid something cloudy like not Bad Bunny. Surfs, Colleen, $27. No, I can't make up my mind now. Oh, I'm glad y'all liked it. Alright. I got options. I think I'm going to raid Bleep Blump Ben, just because I haven't for a little while, and I like Ben. Alright. Can't because you have work that day. Hundreds are sacked for refusing to ever cross a picket line. Workers down the ages refusing to ever cross a picket line. To ever cross a picket line. They'll say technically this is an illegal strike, but never cross a picket line. Remind them technically workers have no rights. Never cross a picket line. You must never cross a picket line. Look away, look away, look away out west to San Francisco. Look away, look away, look away down south to Appalachia, where the dockers have organized the world's longest picket line. I want to live in a turtle island, never cross a picket line, where we steward the land with the union's kindness. Never cross a picket line. You must never cross a picket line. Look away, look away, look away down south to Sydney Harbor. Look away, look away, look away up north to Undakina, where the workers have organized their ever-growing picket lines. And we all should realize you must never cross a picket line. Alright, there we go. That's a good strike song. Alright, so those unfamiliar with my channel, when we raid out, I try to play Solidarity Forever all the way through before the raid timer runs out. I rarely succeed, but I try. When the unions inspiration through the works of ultra one. There can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Is there ought to be held in common with a greedy parasite who would lashes into serfdom, who would crush us with their might? Is there anything of truth but to organize and fight? For the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. Is we build the pillars, but the cities where they trade to the mines of the workshops, shall we honor the slave? Now we stand against the arguments. What we made by the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. They have taken a military. They never told to earn about that. Brand muscle, let's say, welcome to bring the hard power. Get a freedom when we learn that the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. All the world is owned by idle trust. As long we've laid, we've been to build a scar, so it's ours not to slave in, but to steward is around, for the union makes us strong. Solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. In our hands this has the power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies magnified 1,000-fold. We can yell solidarity forever in the chat when we get to bed, and we can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old. For the union makes us strong. Hint, hint, kids, solidarity forever, solidarity forever, solidarity forever. For the union makes us strong. I think I made it.